Yeah. Okay, this time Heian. Nice and relaxed. Ready? Hey. Each. Knee. Some. She. Go. Oh. She. Touch. Q. Ju. Ich. Knee. Some. She. Go. Up. She. Touch. Q. Good, yummy. Good, so this time as you go through Heian, I want you to focus on everything moving together, everything moving with the center. There's kata, there's pieces in this which are both long notes, ooh, and short notes, pop. So what you want to do is ensure that your technique happens here. If it's a slow note, ensure that it's not this. Ensure in this case that as you step, everything drops and melts together. Drops and melts together. Then when it goes quick, make sure together. Together. As you make the drives, warm, explode, step and hit. Then as you make the step, feel, compress, squeeze and drop. Here, together. Right? All of these actions should be together. So if they're quick, they should finish together. If they're slow, they should finish together. Does that make sense? So if the movement is slow and your center movement is slow, make your legs and arms move slow. If the center movement's quick, make them move quick. But ensure that you get the end point of the technique. Does that make sense? Everything finishes together and grabs the floor at the same time. Okay, hey, yoi. Your turn. Hey, Ashwin. Right, ready? Nice and relaxed. Hey, ich, knee, some, she, go, rock, shich, hach, chu, ji, ich, knee, some, she, go, rock, shich, hach, chu, ji, ich, knee, some. Good. Hey, good. So, the thing I want you to think about for this one is completeness of technique. Right? So when you're here, feel 1, 2. Feel that technique complete. Don't just make it squeeze through the shoulders. Push down in the heel to make that complete. As you step up, don't just go loose. Think about what you've learned about in the others. From here, make it Kagazuki turn. Make sense? Don't just this kind of garbage. Make Kagazuki. Keep the elbow close. From here, make it boom. Drop it down, lift it, pull, expand. Whether you expand here or you expand in the halfway point, either's fine. Two versions. Either here, expand and go, or squeeze up and go. But this must finish together. As you make the step through, make sure here, either low or high. Wow. Either's fine, it depends what your body can do. Right, everyone's young in the room. So big, should be. Expand. Feel here, hit body. Hit body, but don't lose this. You know? Keep it strong. Because you want this to come straight round into the Moashempi. Not expand and then come round. Otherwise, it's the same as doing this. Keep control of the elbow. Boom, expand. Here. Then round. Then 1, 2, As you jump, keep control. Finish the technique here, then push it out. Don't sort of half and then sort of get into the next. Finish this, then move on. This is not blocking somebody, you're hitting. Block, hit somebody, then finish into this person here. Then a 1, 2, finish. Then expand it back. As you come up, don't half this technique. A lot of people will be here. There's 3 versions of doing this. 1, complete rotation. 2, complete rotation and leave the hands. If you're more advanced, half, but complete that action. Complete the action to come square. Then use that to come back. Right? You want that full Zenkutsudachi, Shito-uchi to finish that, complete it. Then make the expansion back to Kokutsu. Right? Have that clear and present piece. Don't leave this hip behind. Don't leave it here. This is wrong. Expand it to where it needs to be. And then make a full drive out of this front leg to make it into Kokutsu. Does that make sense? So in this one, don't lose the elbows. Don't forget what you did in Heian Nidan. But more importantly, for this theme, complete the technique. Does that make sense for Heian Godan? Your turn. Ready? Hayoi. And hajime. Off you go. So when you think about the 5 Heians, what you can do is, what we did here was Heian Shodan. We talked about the idea of keeping your hips under control through the technique, making sure that the trajectory of the technique is straight and good, right? For Heian Nidan, what we talked about was not letting the techniques expand, letting them just contract and expand how they need to without this sort of over-reliance of this, right? For Heian Sandan, we talked about not letting your center go forward and backwards. Before, it was about letting your center go left and right. For Heian Sandan, it's about this action and keeping them in control as you're twisting and turning. For Heian Yondan, we talked about the idea of keeping control of your body center within the timing of the techniques, right? And then for Heian Godan, we talked about the idea of finishing the techniques completely, because there's a lot of techniques where it's very attractive not to finish them to forsake speed and lightness, right? Or to the advantage of speed and lightness where you shouldn't. So what the point of this is that you can use the hands to work on little elements that make all of your karate better, right? Every single one of those elements feeds into all of your karate do. And you can use the hands as a conduit to do that. Does that make sense? And I chose elements of each of the hands that allows you to do that in a clever and productive way into your karate. Does that make sense? So when you do hands over the next week, so whenever I do hands, it's, oh my goodness, I got to do hand shodan again. Immediately I'm thinking of one element of my karate that I can improve. I'm not thinking about doing hand shodan. I'm thinking about, well, are my hips square? Are they solid as I'm moving? Do you know what I mean? And that's how you improve your karate overall, by practicing through something that you do often. Does that make sense? So it's never just do the hands. It's, oh, cool, I get to do the hands.